Hello, this is going to be a general reading for the collective. So whatever comes out, signage is completely incidental as the messages flow through. So if it's not your message today, don't sweat it. Could be a Scorpio or have that in your chart. I do recommend looking up your chart, both Vedic and Western astrology. Could be Aries. An Emperor here. Is this a Divine Masculine reading? What have we here? Paul Newman. Cool Hand Luke. How cool is your hand? Three of Pentacles. Some kind of business partner. Hopefully not a business partner that you have criminal activity with, as implied by quoting from Cool Hand Luke, even though he's not really a mastermind criminal or anything, you know, he's more of a petty thief by today's standards. Five of Wands. Not sure which direction to take all of this noise. So, for instance, if you're a writer or something like that and you're working on something, it's kind of like that, well, what are they going to do next? You have a lot of options, and right now it's almost like it needs to kind of be duked out a little bit to see how it falls. But if you go back to your original purpose of the work here with the Three of Pentacles, then that's going to come towards you in a way that's just going to make sense. Okay. So what's in your heart chakra here? The Two of Wands. Okay, sorry about that. My Alexa went off. The Two of Wands here in the heart chakra. So adding to that confusion, you may have a choice of romantic possibilities where it's going to add to these kind of options, okay? Again, getting back to what your original purpose is, and then when you get down to the Emperor here, he's only, you know, kind of holding on to this peaceful Ankh here, but this kind of sword Ankh thing, he's only holding on to one thing versus many. And in his other hand, he has this kind of almost like this crystal ball. So, you know, he doesn't have to wonder. He already knows his direction. So as you are going on this journey, you need to kind of go backwards a little bit and reflect and see, well, what am I doing here in the first place? Okay. So, yeah, let's get on here. What are we talking about now, Spirit? First collective. Just talking about Willis. The Eight of Wands. So some communication, some movement coming quickly, and perhaps a lot of actual physical communication. This could be in-person communication. This could be, you know, like a phone call type of thing. It could be even some type of small gathering where you are able to converse, okay? Spirit, what else do we have for this collective? What do we see? the Nine of Pentacles. Perhaps somebody who's got their stuff together, right? So if you are a divine masculine and you're resonating with this reading and you have your eye on somebody who kind of looks like this, you know, and you're like, yep, that's my cup of tea, you know, then that's what you're looking for. So if you're weren't really resonating in this, but you're maybe a cross-watcher and you're like, well, yeah, maybe somebody has had their eye on me, or I've, you know, been getting hit up by so-and-so. Well, maybe this is you. Maybe this is how they see you, okay? As this Nine of Pentacles, somebody that can take care of themselves, you know, somebody who's independent, but still like, you know, is not gonna like turn down more abundance. Like, who does that, right? Or at least, you know, they know how to put it to good use. How's that? Now, topping it off, please, Spirit. What do we have for this collective? The King of Cups. So, tapping into your emotional side, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Okay. So, masculines, you could have a little bit of competition here if that is not you. But I would say that especially around this moon cycle, you know, emotions run high, things get a little tense. It's just more evident, you know, that we're having an emotional reaction maybe versus a logical reaction. But the King of Cups is somebody who has their head on straight. So if you are having emotional reactions, I feel like Spirit's saying that it's okay to communicate on those, because you've already proven yourself to have mastery over yourself by starting with the Emperor, okay? So if you are a divine masculine, it's kind of like, don't forget who you are during this process of your journey, because just because you are an Emperor doesn't mean that you're never going to have anything else to do in terms of new challenges or new opportunities. So just want to make sure that's not my incense burning in there. My white sage cone that smells very nice and almost delicious, I want to say, because it's nice and light. And, you know, sage is recommended to help clear your energy, clear your space. So, Spirit, can we clarify this Emperor, please, for the collective? Oops, hold on, it was upside down. The Ace of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So, I feel like Spirit's saying it's okay to tap into your victories, to your truth, and, you know, kind of wielding your justice in a way that, you know, isn't flashy, but it's still like, I'm here type thing. You know, you're not afraid to show it. So clarifying the Three of Pentacles, please. The King of Wands, Leo season, fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries again. So this business partnership that you had here that I went over during the first part of the reading, kind of in your purpose and working, you could be, if you are this masculine energy, somebody that's dealing with, say, a fire sign, or this could, I'm also reading this as you, collective, potentially just being very passionate about what you are working towards, okay? So it's like if somebody asked you to give it up tomorrow, then yes, the heat is on and you'll fight them for it, okay? So let's clarify this Five of Wands, please, collective. Now, what it is that you're passionate about, I am not sure. Eight of Pentacles, but whatever it is, it's like really creating some abundance for you. And it's like, yeah, I'm not going to stop now. And I'm having fun doing it. Like, it's actually fulfilling to you, collective. So, you know, don't allow this to get into too much of a defensive mode. Just say, look, I'm busy working. What do you want out of me? You know, like, you don't have to always defend your position as to why you're doing something. Not everybody needs to know the why. All right. That's, you know, sometimes it's on a need to know basis, right? Okay. Now, the Two of Wands here. Let's see, Spirit, what do we got to clarify for this collective? Ooh, Devil card, Capricorn. So, I feel like somebody wants you to feel like you are tied or bound and are unable to make a decision, but that's the thing, is that you do have options, collective, here. And, you know, even if it's not, you know, say in the direction of one of these wands, it's any direction that you choose. So that's part of the illusion of the moon, right? The same as, you know, the devil wants you to think that it's one way when it's really not. Okay. One of these people you could be choosing between could be a Capricorn as well. So I don't want to be hating on the Capricorns just because that's their tarot card. You know, because all signs are in these decks. Clarifying the Eight of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Yeah. So whoever, whatever direction you're choosing, you know, if somebody sees you moving on in a direction that's not of their choosing, then they are going to be feeling a little left out, and maybe they're going to have some words with you about that, collective. And possibly because they see you as, you know, this Nine of Pentacles over here, and it's like, hey, wait a second. So, Spirit, what else do we have now? The Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like, collective, they could be seeing you, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius again. They could be seeing you as the Queen of Swords here, because, like, if you did cut somebody off, then they're not going to be dealing with you. So if you're the feminine energy, you know, of this reading versus the masculine energy, it's kind of like, well, yeah, I am good over here. And, you know, when I was back here, I was left out in the cold. So, you know, maybe this is kind of like turnabout as fair play now. And that's the thing, is part of this is like, well, what was binding this person to begin with, to make them think and to try and put on you that you don't have options. Everybody has options. Now, let's clarify the King of Cups, please, Spirit, for this collective. You know, and people want you to feel stagnant. That's, you know, and the Eight of Wands is completely the opposite of that. So again, somebody might be like, well, I'm not getting my cut. And it's like, well, you know what? Did you work for it? If you didn't work for it, bye. Clarify the King of Cups, please, Spirit, for the collective. Tower. Mars energy. This is definitely a masculine reading here. So if you're a masculine and you feel like you've lost your crown in some moments, well, this may be, you know. Thing is, if you are too much into your emotions and start feeling guilty, you start feeling taking on responsibilities that aren't yours, that type of thing. That's what I mean when I say guilty, type stuff like that. Then you are possibly going to experience towers, because your crown is not going to fit in places where you don't belong. That's literally why it's getting knocked off of this tower. And the thing is, somebody could have been building up this tower and saying that that's where you belong, but obviously not. So that's the thing, is you might run into a tower, but that doesn't mean it's your tower to climb. Like, are you Spider-Man? Or are you supposed to be Peter Parker right now? That's the guy, right? Are you supposed to be Peter Parker right now taking photographs? Which one is it? You know your role. You know? We have eyes for both. So, yeah. Wheel of Fortune here on the bottom of the deck. Like, just because you see something doesn't mean that it's like necessarily bad news. Yeah. And on the bottom of the deck here, you have Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So it's all how you look at it. It's how you frame it, collective. Okay. So part of the naysay energy, the negative energy that's kind of going around, and sometimes it comes out during a moon cycle. It might feel kind of heavy and people might want to avoid it, but it's going to really help you kind of get to maybe what's been bothering you potentially on the inside. So I'm going to pull a light worker card real quick for this. Recording runs out, please. Thank you. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? So masculine or feminine energy, leadership is, a role that has, certain kind of titles with it or expectations. So when you are an emperor, in that case, there are certain expectations, and, making sure you're staying true to yourself, collective, when you're filling that role is going to be really important, and that's how your decisions are going to be more clear to you. And again, the Ace of Swords is about clarity as well. So please manifest wisely, subscribe, like the video.